Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you what I did to get the lights working on an old tilt trailer that I purchased. That being said, let's go ahead and get started. This is the old 4x6 tilt trailer that I bought for a really good price. The guy that had it before me rewired it a long time ago, but could never get the lights to work. So the first thing I did was look at the wiring, and sure enough, it was chewed up and there was some open insulation areas. So I gutted the wire out of it. Then I took a 12-volt battery to each of the lights and hooked them up with alligator clips and found that all the lights actually do work. Then I also double-checked for later the socket on my truck that I would be plugging in the new wiring, and that worked as well. So what I found out is that if all the lights work and my power source works, then the only thing that can go wrong is the wiring. Now, as I'm doing this video, I'm going to leave out some of the things that I did because you can find them on other videos, and that's not really the purpose of this one. And as you can see up here on the front tongue, I've got my new wiring sticking out along with the white ground wire, which I ground to the tongue. Now, I've done trailers before, and this is how I've always done it. But when I hooked everything up, guess what? It didn't work. So I tried scraping the paint off there. I went back and checked all my connections on my lights, and I still couldn't figure out what was going on. So I said to myself, what's different this time? And I thought, and I go, well, this is a tilt trailer. And that's what led me to figure out what was going on. Like I said, I'd wired some trailers before, and usually it's some kind of ground problem why it doesn't work. So then I looked and realized that in the center here, the tongue that comes all the way through actually doesn't make contact with the rest of the trailer body. And that is the ground that you use whenever you rewire a trailer. So it wasn't picking up the ground. So what I did was I ran the wire for the ground all the way through and underneath so I could pick up the frame itself. And then once I did that and hooked everything up, it worked fine. So in other words, since it's a tilt trailer, that doesn't make good enough contact for you to make a ground. It might on some, but on this older model it didn't. So I thought I would just pass that on because I spent hours trying to figure this out, so I'd save somebody some time. So that's it. If you have any questions, please leave them for me in the comments. Thank you.